Hello, radical homemakers. Welcome back to ReMatriate. And if you're new here, today I'm going to explain to you what ReMatriate means, why I've named the channel ReMatriate. So, first and foremost, what the heck does ReMatriate even mean? Did I just make this word up? Well, a little bit. You may have heard the term repatriate, which is used to describe returning someone to where they belong, to their home country, to their home. Rematriate means all of that, but so much more. It means a return to where you belong, a return to your home, but it means a return to mother. So, since I had my children stolen from me about 13 years ago, a lot of my personal journey and why I decided to start this channel is about being a protective mother. Now, most of you will have never heard of protective mother syndrome. Protective mother syndrome is the name that Lundy Bancroft, who is the world's expert on domestic violence abusers, he coined this term to refer to something that he saw happening over and over and over and over and over again, so often that he had to give it a name. And what he saw happening was that women would try to protect their children from their abusive partner, from the children's father often, or stepfather, and the system would victim blame and allow itself to be weaponized by the abuser in order to take those children from that mother. And that's what happened to me. And there are so many others of us out there, hundreds of thousands. Every year, mothers who have their children stolen from them by the courts and the police and various and assorted family protective agencies or child protection agencies. Every year around the world, mostly that I'm aware of in Western countries, so places like Canada here, the United States, where I have so many dear friends and even some family, in the United Kingdom and other areas in Europe and Australia and New Zealand. It does happen elsewhere, but these are the primary places where it does occur. So for me, this channel is about healing myself from that and from what the many years with father demon, children's father and stepfather, did to me, and all of the other abuse in my life, and about making a new home because I lost my home in the process of having my children taken. I had everything taken from me. My children, my home, my income, my vehicle, a large chunk of my family. I had it all taken from me. So this is about me rebuilding my life, about recreating a life. But I discovered in the process of trying to understand what the heck had happened to me that this was not just me, and it wasn't just a question of protective mothers and domestic violence. Our entire culture is an abuser. We live in a culture where everyone is taught that the world consists of two peoples, two kinds of people. You're either a victim or you're an abuser. Abusers take, use, exploit, abuse. And victims either suffer and die or become abusers. And that's the cosmology underlying what we're all trying to escape. Our culture, our civilization, patriarchy, or as I call it, Wetiko culture. Named after Wetiko, the spiritual sickness that First Nations people of Turtle Island noticed back 500 years ago when the invaders started showing up. They realized that these people were all sick with Wetiko. And our very culture is structured to require this kind of behavior from those who it considers to be supreme, superior, against those who it considers to be subordinate or inferior. So it's complicated. So ReMatriate is about a return to mother, about returning to home, about me finally, slowly working on bringing my children home to me, and I have one child home. Right now, Man Cub is with me. That's all. My eldest daughter is far away, and I only get to see her a few times a year. And the other three are still largely held by their father demon. But I've got one. And I've managed to make a bit of a home for us. And this channel is about my journey to make that home, to heal myself, to heal my children, and all of the other protective mothers that I have met over these more than 10 years, and all of the other people that have been broken by living in wet echo culture. So it's about return to mother, about a return to home. It's also about a return to a way of life that doesn't have this cosmology, which is the way humans lived for almost all of our history. Patriarchy, civilization, wet echo culture is at most 10 to 12,000 years old. In most places, it is only 4 to 6,000 years old. Prior to that, for hundreds of thousands and most probably at least 1,000,000 years, human beings lived peaceful, sustainable, joyful, wonderful lives in matriarchal cultures. And I've been learning about matriarchal cultures for about 15 years. And I want to share that knowledge of why the way we're living is breaking us and why we need to return to our home, to the place where we belong, to matriarchal cultures. We need to rematriate. We need to return to a way of life that is centered on a deep connection to sacred Mother Nature, to sacred Mother Earth. We need to return to that mother, because we're destroying the environment, we're destroying all the human people, we're destroying all the non-human people, all of the animals, all of the fish, all of the birds, all of the invertebrates, all of the vertebrates, all of the trees, all of the plants, all of the ecosystems, rivers. Did you know that more than 90% of the large fish in the ocean are already dead? I think it's more than 95% of old growth forest is gone. We are destroying our planet, and we're destroying everyone else. And the only ones that benefit, and it's not really a benefit, are the ones that are the abusers. So I've discovered how we can end this. I've discovered how we can heal ourselves, because we each become infected with wet echo. And that's our first and only way to dispel wet echo is within ourselves. And the way to do that is through making art, through making things by hand and craft, making whatever you need in the world by yourself, taking responsibility for yourself across all possible scales, from making sure that you are providing your own food and that it's healthy food, making sure that you are providing your own clothing, your own furniture, your own home, building your own home. So there's a lot of stuff that we can be doing. And it has been an incredible gift and blessing to me over these years to have been given this knowledge by so many other wonderful and wise people. I didn't make this stuff up. I learned it from other people in community. So that's what this channel is about. This channel is about escaping wet echo culture by creating a life made by hand. And that's who this channel is for. When we ask, who is this channel for? If you were broken, if you have been wounded, if you have been destroyed, if you have been made spiritually diseased by living in this culture, particularly if you're a protective mother and you're just still trying to make a home for your children. But there are so many other examples of ways that our culture breaks people. If you are one of those people, then you're a radical homemaker. A radical homemaker is somebody who looks around and says, I don't have a home. I'm broken. Why am I homeless? and radically looks at what has caused this problem. Rather than blaming other people, scapegoating, and becoming an abuser, you actually look at the root of the problem and you learn that the reason why you don't have a home is because our culture is evil. So if you're a radical homemaker who is bound and determined to figure out what the heck is going on that's broken you and make yourself a home where you can be safe and at peace and exist in an interconnected web of mutually interdependent care, if that's what you want, if you want that home, then you're a radical homemaker and you should subscribe, because that's what my entire purpose of my rest of my life is about, and I'm using this channel to do it. I work full time right now. I hope someday I plan to be doing this full time. In the meantime, I'm trying to get by on the very little bit of money that I have, which is less than none. I have no money to buy gear. I do the best I can, but I am devoted to this. I'm doing this to heal myself and my children and to heal you, so that we can each make ourselves a home, so that we can each rematriate, so that we can get healthy, get independent, and get community. That's how we all heal. That's how we all make ourselves a home. Now, I can't promise that I'm always going to have one video out every week. Now that I'm doing these short, little unedited pieces because my laptop died and I can't edit, I can do them quicker. I've learned over the last 3 years how to do this, but I can't make any promises because I'm disabled. I struggle with health issues, and I will never use AI. This is always just me, always human, always made entirely by humans. So I can't make any promises. Accept the fact that this is always me, every time, always devoted to this goal together. We are going to do this together. We are going to make ourselves a home. Thank you for spending a little bit of time here. If you find this inspirational, helpful, if it gives you any joy or any peace, please like the video, share it with your friends, because they deserve this too. We all deserve this. And subscribe and join me on the journey. Thank you. And always remember that I love you.